Hey guys. So what was it? February, which was roughly about 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. 5 months ago, I did a video that was called 20 inverse market cap coins, and so I was kind of looking in, and I basically kind of gave at that point all of my picks. This was the first time I was kind of getting into this, and the links aren't really showing all that where, but I was doing all the like the coin market cap links, and I wanted to do an update. So basically, what I did is I took 5 days and I did the inverse market cap coins, small market cap coins, like big. I had them basically all broken out into 20 coin increments. So when we're looking at the overall market, and we're looking at opportunity with some of the altcoins, like the inverse market cap coins are basically from 81 to 100. And then I have some different ways that I was kind of branding some of these other coins. I had basically kind of the way I was kind of doing it was I had like small market cap coins, coins less than 100 million, and then mid market coins, over $100 million market cap, $1 billion market cap coins, and the the major market cap coins. And so the markets have really rebounded today. That's a pretty big green day. So Bitcoin's up 5%. Starting to climb a little bit. The big number that we're seeing here is 20. This is 275. Billion in terms of the market cap. So everything's kind of up today. Like even if we sort this by, there's only, Tether and Stratus are the only ones that aren't doing well today. So what I'm going to do is over the next 5 days, I'm going to do another update of these coins and some of my picks and kind of why I see these as some of the better picks right now. I mean, I've been really more in like the smart contract game and a few of these other platforms, arbitraging and Dropil have been kind of two of the big ones. I've gotten into Asama mining, kind of looking at some other projects. There's a few other projects that people are kind of wanting me to take a look into, but I did want to spend. I think this is a good time to kind of go back and review some of my picks and kind of see how those panned out. And so I'm going to show you guys. Like I left the description in here. And so like these were my previous picks. And so basically like my top, inverse market cap coins, you can see it was SmartCash, Enigma, MaidSafe, Particl, and Game Credits. And the reason I picked all of these in the top 5 were because at the time they were all privacy coins. And I thought that was going to be a pretty, big determinant. I was kind of bullish on all the privacy coins. And then kind of looking at my mid-market coins, there were some other ones in here. And I was kind of basing this a little bit more on volume, and I still kind of am, looking at this in terms of volume. The smaller position coins, and then kind of like sideline coins that, I wasn't maybe, as convinced on. And so looking at those 20 in those positions, and we can kind of see how they ended up panning out. So here you can see this is my previous top 10. I left this in the description below. You can see that I put basically like their position on CoinMarketCap now, and I totaled it up to kind of see like, how things perform. So you can see here Particl and Game, like when I kind of did this in February, it's very possible that these may have not gone down a whole lot in value, but I'm looking at their position in terms of how they relate to the rest of the market. So these ones didn't do very well. Particl and Game. MaidSafe has gone up and it's in a much higher position. Enigma is still kind of holding, in that position. I was pretty bullish on SmartCash. Like that was kind of like my number one pick. I'm still holding a lot of SmartCash. It hasn't done as well. So my score here, if you total those up, is 614. Then we're kind of looking at like some of the mid-market coins like Singularity, PowerLedger, Zcoin, Gnosis, and Iconomi. You can see my score was, maybe a little bit worse. You want to have a lower number here. And then you can see here TenX. I had TenX was basically a small position. Market cap coins currently at the 113th position. This was actually the best performing one because you can see Wax, MonaCoin, and Funfair are all now out of the inverse market cap coin category that I've kind of put in, and they're in the next one up, which is basically 60 to 80 or 61 to 80. So 3 of those coins have done pretty well. So you can see the score is much lower in terms of how these have performed. These have been the ones that have done the best so far. So it's kind of interesting to see. And then here, these are the ones that were on the sidelines. You can see Red and Bancor. Bancor was one, I just wasn't too sure. It was still kind of a new exchange and there wasn't a whole lot. I'm actually holding a lot of Bancor now. Probably more than I'd like. I've got some of it's locked up in an account that's basically I'm still trying to recover because of my lost phone. Still hopeful that I'm going to be able to get that phone, that account back. So I got like $2,000 in Bancor sitting in an account I'm still trying to get access to. Red's doing pretty well. Nex is kind of basically held its position. You can see Gnosis really went down and Nexus went down. So these are kind of like some of the coins. Like if you've gotten into trading the altcoins, you can see that some of them do well, some don't, some kind of stay where they're at. And I'm trying to kind of like see where I kind of see some of these coins trending, where there might be some opportunity to get into some of these, but yeah. So like when I'm kind of looking at these, like starting with 81 right here. So starting with 81, you can kind of see like gas. The one probably biggest thing that I'm kind of looking at is like the volume right here. So you can see like there's a decent amount of volume with gas. This Theta coin, Cortex, have got pretty considerable volume. I don't know a whole lot about these, but the volume is really encouraging, and I started looking a little bit into that, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Dropil, pretty bullish on. Volumes aren't quite as high. There might be some reasons for that, but it's been climbing up the charts. It's been kind of, in the 80s and 70s recently. So this one's kind of a new one in the top 100. And some of these other ones that don't have quite as much volume. PowerLedger and Monaco, have quite a bit of volume. Kind of coming down the list. Like some of these, Vertaseum has been very close to being $1 billion market cap coin at one point, and so volumes are down, prices are down, but it's still in the top 100. And there's a few other ones here, like this WaykiChain has got quite a bit of volume with it. This Decentralized has been trending at different times, and these other ones are kind of down. This one has got the most volume though, Bibox Token. And if we take a look, like the Bibox Token, if you look at this is the chart of Bibox Token. So came really exploded, from roughly below $1, came up to, let's see here, what its peak, it was about $3-4, and it's come down a little bit. It's currently, what is it now, 95 cents. So it's about kind of what it was in terms of its dollar price. But you can see the volumes are really starting to pick up here, and a lot of the reasons for that, if you look at the markets, it's all in their exchange. It's all kind of like in their pairings, and some pretty sizable volume with some of these different pairs and whatnot. So this is their exchange right here. I haven't really gotten into this exchange too much, but if we look at the 24-hour volume, it's the 9th largest exchange in terms of volume when we're looking at some of these major exchanges. So like the ZB.com and this Bibox are 2 exchanges that are fairly new. This same with this Bitforex. These are some newer exchanges that we haven't seen in the top 10. These other ones, Upbit, Bithumb, those are Korean exchanges that have been up, at trending at different times. Bitfinex, Huobi, and right now, currently it's been Binance and OKEX that have been trading places at the #1 position. But if we're looking at like the these coins and some of their picks, I put basically my picks, that I'm kind of putting in some of the different positions. And, so I'm revising the list a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically, monitor kind of how these go over time. So I'm going to do this, over the next 5 days. I'm going to go through 20 coins each, and also talk about, a few other topics maybe that people are kind of talking about on my stream. And we'll kind of cover that a little bit. I know there's a few people on here mentioning the FOMO 3D project, so I'll talk a little bit about that at the end here. But these are my picks, and kind of, you know, I can kind of go over briefly, you know, why I picked some of these. So Enigma, Pivx, these are two privacy coins that I'm still, you know, pretty bullish on. You know, Pivx is one that was trending a little bit higher. I believe it was a little bit higher before, so it's down. So I think that's a good time to pick it up. I've done pretty well with Enigma. Bibox Token, because of the exchange and the volumes, I'm really liking what I'm seeing there. Monaco is a really interesting one. So I took a little bit of a look at this one. There's the Monaco website, and so they have an interesting, like they have this Visa card, and they're kind of like branding it a little bit different. It's, I guess, a metal Visa card, and no annual fee. They've got a way to track this with different, like 200 different exchanges. So I mentioned that I was looking for like a traveling coin, or like a coin that maybe had, you know, some different advantages, like if you're buying plane tickets, hotels, that sort of thing. This one looks like an interesting one. I've been a little bit encouraged by it, and like it's trading pretty heavily. You can see here in BitHum, OKEX, Binance, so it's doing quite a bit of volume, and I like what I'm seeing right now with this project, and I think, you know, this is kind of an early time to get in. So I'm liking these. So these are my picks. My top 5 picks for right now are Dropil, Bibox Token, Monaco, Enigma, and Pivx. And then here we can see that this is, you know, my next pick. So PowerLedger, you can see like it was still, you know, this is kind of, you know, it hasn't really changed in terms of, you know, where I saw this. So I'm kind of going to keep it in this position. It's still doing quite a bit of volume. Theta and Cortex were the other two that were doing almost 20 million in volume in a 24-hour period. So I'm liking those two right now in this position based on the volumes that I'm seeing. And I'm kind of continuing that with the Decentralized and WaykiChain, because the volumes are pretty high in those. And I mentioned, I think that last time when I was doing this list, the ones that I weighted higher, I weighted those a lot higher on volume and kind of the coin positions that I was kind of seeing at that time. So I haven't been as kind of dialed into the market. So you really have to kind of take that into consideration when you're trading altcoins or getting into these markets. Like if you see the volume really kind of tank or die off, like that might not necessarily be a good position. You might want to put in a stop loss on that particular coin or that particular project. So that's kind of where I'm seeing that. So that's kind of my picks. I'm running with those for right now in my mid-market position. And you know what I was doing, I'm not saying, you know, this is what you should do or whatever, but this is what I was doing, is basically I took a Bitcoin and I put 0.2 in each one of these projects. And then I took like half a Bitcoin and I started, you know, putting these in. So I was kind of putting like the exchange that I have it in so I could track it a little bit. I've got another spreadsheet, I think, where it's a little bit more updated on this, but I got to get a little bit more organized. I think it was on this computer right here that just crapped out on me. So I don't know, maybe I got to do a new list. And then like with these other, you know, small position, you can put in a little bit, like maybe 0.05 Bitcoin worth, or a bit of a heavier weight into some of these market cap coins. And that was more based on this article. So I left the article in the description below. And this was an article that I came across February 1st. And there was a guy that kind of did this research where he was basically looking at the market cap coins that were in the top 20, you know, evenly weighted in the top 100, weighted by the market cap to the top 100 coins. So this is basically like investing, like, you know, since there's quite a bit of Bitcoin and there's a very large, you know, market cap with Bitcoin, you would weight that much higher than like the 100th coin. And you can kind of see like how those did over time. But by far, the one that did the best was the inverse market cap coins, along with probably this even weighted with the 100 coins. And so, you know, with the fallout of some of the lending platforms in January, you know, February timeframe, I was seeing this as probably one of the better plays at that time kind of get into. And you know, the market really kind of tanked. It kind of went down, especially like right around April. Kind of recovered a little bit and then kind of dived again. And it's been kind of bottoming out, but with a little bit of a resurgence in the market, once you kind of see Bitcoin start to kind of pump a little bit, you'll see these altcoins really take off, and you'll see a little bit more of an adoption kind of getting into these altcoins. And so like Bitcoin's up 5%, but you can kind of see like this MonaCoin, which one I was just kind of mentioning. This was in, you know, the inverse market cap, you know, my last stream back in February. Now it's currently at the 67th position. Wax was another one. It's doing, you know, it's up 42% today. So, you know, everything's in the green today. And I think when I did this last time, it was a very red day. But these are some interesting ones to kind of take a look at. And again, what I really like to see is the volume. You know, Bitcoin is doing 24. This AELF coin, these are, you know, doing a lot more volume in Asian markets. Neo is up there. That's kind of like a, you know, larger, you know, larger market cap coin and whatnot. And so that's kind of where I'm seeing these. And then just finish off the list here and kind of give you guys some of my picks. You know, again, this is in the description below. So I'm interested to kind of hear some of your guys' takes, what you think. Maybe I should, you know, move one up or move one down. But gas, you know, with the consistency of Neo, that tends to be one that is, you know, it's going to hold its position, but I don't know if I'd put a whole lot into gas. And all of these other ones, I would probably put, I'm going to take PolyMath and probably put that at the top. That's your cut cells. So I would say of these five, I like PolyMath the best, and probably maybe Vertaseum next. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to move that there. Vertaseum, the reason I'm doing that is based on its history. If you look at Vertaseum's history, it you know, it was almost $1 billion market cap coin not too long ago. So Kin and Centrality, like this Kin has been doing pretty well, but the volumes are really low. So that has me a little bit, you know, concerned, but this one was higher, I believe. I believe it was higher back in February, so it's dropped a little bit. And then these are some of the ones that, you know, I'm still kind of on the sidelines about, like the Moac, Nuls, Substratum. These are new to the list. NXT was on the list last time. You can see in the 90s, well, it's in the 96th position now, but NXT was in the 99th position, you know, not too long ago. So it's holding that position. Same thing with Sys Coin. I believe Sys Coin was over here. I guess not. I actually think Sys Coin was a little bit higher. I think that one was between the 60th and 80th position last time. So, so yeah, those are some of my picks. Kind of where I'm seeing it. I think this would be kind of interesting to kind of document and monitor, like maybe every 4 or 5 months. I think I might try to do it kind of at the beginning of the month to at least keep that monthly time frame. But this is back in February was when I did this, February 2nd. So it's been 5 months. So Enigma has MIT behind it, and it's best tech for privacy, the only privacy platform. Yeah. I like Enigma, so I've got some Enigma. I bought in. I'm holding a little bit of it, but it was down a little bit. But it's you know, I like that coin right now. Short-term reversals mean nothing. It's an indicator. BCX Lion. I guess we've got a BCCX hopeful. I hope they release their platform at some point. I was watching a Craig video where he was kind of going over the staking rewards and some of his opinions on that. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like I was staking some BCC on this laptop here, but it's out of sync now. So, but he was kind of saying like the rewards are kind of going down. But and FOMO 3D, yeah, I know. Let's get into that in a little bit. 5.5% yield max per year just from delegating it. Not as good as Steam though, which pays even higher yield. I'm long Tezos, pays dividends. So Tezos, let's take a look at Tezos. Down 32% today. That's interesting. I'm not sure why. Like, it's not giving me some market cap numbers here. But why did it tank so much today? Just launched? Okay. I mean, like, I'm showing some market history here, you know, all the way back into, you know, October 2017. I don't know if it was something similar like the EOS where it was an ICO phase for a long time, but you're still able to trade it a little bit, but yeah, the volume is really high today and it just really tanked. So Gate.io and hit BTC, most of the volume on Gate.io, 63%. So, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe there'd be a good buy-in. Like, you know, typically like when the market kind of tanks like that, that might be a good one to get into. Perhaps that might rebound tomorrow and be one of the biggest winners tomorrow. The FOMO 3D project, let's talk about that a little bit. So I'm a big holder in FOMO or P3D. And so they have the, what is it, exit scam.me. Is like, I know with one of these, it was more of like more of a meme. So right here, it's showing like it's 5 days until this mainnet launches. So it's coming, you know, like, I think, you know, one of the things I was seeing was like the trading volume, which was, let's take a look at that real quick. The trade volume with proof of week hands was like starting to climb back up with more of the anticipation. And there was like a big sell-off. So somebody like sold like, I think it was like 20 or 30 ETH, like one shot, which kind of brought the price down. But the overall trend, like here you can see that big sell-off right there. So there's a big sell. But if we back this up a little bit, we kind of look, you know, at the bigger picture, it's been climbing a little bit until we had a little bit of that sell-off right there, and then boom, we had a big sell-off. But let's back this up even a little bit more. It was in a pretty big downtrend. There was this FOMO 3D news that came out, so there's a big buy back in. Actually went way down. So this was like, there were several whales that got in. Like these were two, like I feel like two big whales or something that got in, because I was in like the 50th position or so, and then I dropped way down in terms of like, you know, where I was at. Like, where am I at now? Kind of curious. I know I've been in the top 60. I've been trying to kind of stay in the top 50. I think I need to put a little bit more in to kind of get into that position, but the dividends like haven't been as good. There just hasn't been quite a whole lot of volume in the contract. Not as much as there was like back when this was really trending in like, you know, March, April timeframe. It's really just kind of been on hold and kind of like slowly trickling out. I'm not getting data to show up. Not really sure why. Let's try it on this computer. So sometimes these, for whatever reason, don't work. I was dealing with that. I was buying a bunch of plane tickets and whatnot. That's kind of what I've been busy with in the last day or two, has been making travel plans for the next month or so. And I was having a lot of issues with some of these websites. Not working on this one either. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, well, this website's not working apparently, but yeah, so those are some of my picks. That's kind of where I'm seeing things. Like I still think like, oh, here we go. Let me get some action. Just taking a long time. No, still not working. Not working on this one either. But looking at these sideline ones, like I know I have a small position in some of these, and the reason I put these coins in these positions was more based on the volume, but I still like Substratum. I've seen that do pretty well at times. So that one, I'm a little bullish on. Like I think this NXT is pretty, it's kind of stable. Like it's been in this inverse market cap position for quite a while. So it's not really like going way down like some of these other ones that have really dropped off. Like Ignis was the biggest one that did not perform well. Let's see. And then Particl and Game. Those were the two that didn't do as well. So I was a little bit surprised by that. You know, I thought this was going to do better than it did, but these two really dropped. And so I lost quite a bit in those. Lost quite a bit in SmartCash. It's rebounded a little bit, but maybe selling out of those positions and getting into some of these other coins would be a better play at this point. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm seeing the market. I don't know a whole lot about this WaykiChain, but it's doing a lot of volume. Same thing with this Theta and Cortex, but I'm putting those up there because of the volume I'm seeing. So it's probably one of my bigger factors in terms of how I'm gauging performance of some of these coins. Now I'm getting some action on this website. So where am I? Yeah, I'm in the 58th position. So I need another 180 coins to get up into the 50th position. So I'm still in the top 60. But yeah, I got passed by some people. Well, I think there was like some people that were selling out of P3D and kind of waiting for it to really kind of bottom out, waiting until the FOMO 3D project launched, and you're kind of seeing like these huge buy-ins as the project is kind of still coming back. So I think we may see that. I think once we see the launch of the game, we see if it does well. They've been spending a lot of time testing it, making sure that it's really ironed out. So if we have a real smooth launch with the FOMO 3D project and the gaming platform, and I think one of the things they're even anticipating, they've been saying this a little bit in the Discord, is that if that does well and we see volumes really start to, or you just see how much people are earning in the game. Like if you win in the game or you do well in the game, you can make quite a bit. And I think that was part of the incentive to kind of get in and play that game. You know, we'll see. I haven't really decided like if I'm going to get into it or not. Like I want to see maybe a few more videos on it. Maybe I'll do a little bit. I guess I don't know enough about it yet. But the goal of that is to drive volume into the contracts. So I'm hoping that's what we're going to see. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know if you guys have any comments or questions, and I'm going to start going through this list over the next 4 days. I'm going to go through each kind of category and kind of go through and kind of give you some of my picks and kind of see how I did with my picks from 5 months ago, see how those are doing now, and you know, it'd be kind of an interesting, you know, learning lesson, you know, and also just kind of a good look at the market as a whole. So didn't do it quite as well as I had thought. Like if I'm looking at basically my previous ones, you know, there's a lot that were in the hundreds that basically dropped out of the top 100. I mean, for the most part, you know, I had like, let's see here, 2, 4, 8, 11. So 11 out of my 20 picks dropped out of the top 100. So more than half basically kind of went down. Now, not all of them went like 108, 113, 112. So some of them didn't drop that far, 116. You know, they just kind of fell down a little bit as maybe some newer coins or some newer projects kind of came on, like Dropil is a good example. But it's also, I feel like this is a good way to kind of like keep tabs on what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. For those people that were, I've been kind of like following my stream or following some of the stuff that I've been doing, and you know, with everything that kind of happened with BitConnect last year, you got to understand that like BitConnect was discovered on CoinMarketCap when it really started rising on the charts. I think it went up, you know, into the top 20 at one point, and that's where it caught the attention of some of the early cryptocurrency YouTubers at the time, Craig Grant, Trevon James, a few other people that were talking about cryptocurrency at that time. And so some of those projects that tend to kind of come up, they can be a little bit of makes you want to kind of look into them a little bit further, just like I did with Monaco. Like I'm interested in kind of getting in and maybe getting a card with Monaco, and you know, if that's another cryptocurrency card. But yeah, like same thing. Like, you know, I've been talking quite a bit about Dropil. It's now in the top 100. The Bibox Token with its exchange, I think, looks pretty promising. Enigma and Pivx are still two really solid privacy coins. So I would imagine those are still going to do well, you know, over time. So that's why I'm keeping those 5 as my top picks for this round. We'll see how it goes. I do kind of have them weighted. So like last time I put SmartCash at top, Enigma and MaidSafe, and those ones, you know, did a little bit better than Particl and Game. One of the only reasons that I kind of kept Particl and Game in my previous top 5 was because they were privacy coins. Like I was just doing all 2 coins. So that was the trend at that time. So, all right, guys, appreciate y'all staying online, and let me if you want me to chat about anything else on the next one. Other than that, I'm going to go over some of my picks for the next top 20. All right.